frustrating is it for you?
Well, you know, that's the world we live in our conference, and you know, not that it helps in being able to handle it, but it has been pointed out, you know, I think by most, and I've talked to our team about it, our staff about it, is that when you're in a situation like ours, you're going to be defined by your close games. That's what, you know, when it comes down to the end of the year, you need to win the close games to have a good year. We've had those years where, I remember when Matt Moore was playing that one year, it was like 7 of the games were like this, and we won them, and that's the difference. This team, we've got to help, you know, as coaches continue to gain confidence so we can finish better and you know, again, the penalties were big. One thing we cleaned up a good bit of was the procedural part of it. You know, there were some pass interference, defensive holding penalties that were big, and some stupid stuff at the end that is not going to be tolerated. That's ridiculous. Late hits.
Being that this is a senior-laden team, that these kind of issues are popping up.
What kind of issues?
Those kind of silly penalties and.
Well, yeah, I think that the seniors aren't doing them. You know, it's you know, and the certainly that the defensive holding, pass interference, those are, you know, we just got to help with the technique on that. The late hit, I didn't see Dylan Wynn's late hit on the quarterback. I don't know if it was a good call or not. It doesn't matter. We can't have that stuff. And then whatever happened near the end, it's just not going to be tolerated.
Mike, you said this week you didn't expect their offense to change with Luke Falk in there. Was he maybe even better than you thought he might be today?
I didn't know. I didn't have any expectations except I knew that he played well against SC, had a lot of yards against USC when he played last week. I thought he went in remarkably easily a week ago and threw for those yards. And Mike had told me he thought he was really smart kid that has picked it up faster than most. So that was pretty evident. I thought he played with a lot of poise and, of course, made a ton of plays.
Did you get a chance to talk to Coach Leach recently?
Yes, today, before and after the game.
How did you feel like you played overall today?
Sporadically, which has been our probably worst thing. I thought that, you know, Sean made a lot of good throws. There was a lot of good plays in the passing game. I hated taking those big sacks. I think that's, you know, that's really disruptive. Thought we got a funny call on what was a ball thrown in the flat that, you know, we've thrown, you know, hundreds of those bubble screens since we've been here, and I don't think we've ever had ruled one be a lateral before, so, but that hurt us. And then defensively, I don't think I think a lot of the tackles are one-on-one, but I think we got to tackle a lot better. You know, I thought we missed a lot of tackles today.
You talked about those teams that won a lot of close games, and they often say that winning breeds winning. Do you worry about this team that because they keep on losing these close games that they start wondering, like, okay, what's going to happen?
There's no doubt there's a big part of confidence that plays the role, and big part that confidence plays in the role of winning games late. So, you know, we haven't done it, so what are we going to do about it? We just got to help these kids have confidence by coaching, giving them as solid a plan as we can so we can give them a chance to be better when it comes down to crunch time. You know, all the games are going to be hard. We got 3 more hard ones looming ahead of us, but that's okay. We just got to help these guys try to do all that they can do to get ready to play, and we'll do that.
Mike, your fans are suffering a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
One Pac-12 win since the middle of last season.
Yes.
What can you tell them so they can feel better about maybe not what's happened, but what's going to happen in the future?
Well, you know, I don't want to talk too much yet, Ken, about the future as to next year's future.
Even next week.
Yes, next week. That's what I want to talk about. And I think that, you know, again, this team has continued to grow offensively. People like young receivers like Bolden, Billiman are making plays. We're obviously very capable of running the ball, although today it turned into that day where we didn't, with the score and with what we were doing, we didn't spend much time trying to run the ball, which, you know, it seemed like the game was like that a little bit. We needed the points fast, and then defensively, you know, I think that what's going to help our fans understand that the opportunity that we have is that we've got the senior linebackers, the senior safeties, the senior corner that kind of should give us some stability in going forward, getting ready. They've been in a lot of these games. Give us the stability to go forward and give us a chance to get ready to win after this week.
But that defense was on the field today, and
Didn't get them off the field.
Right.
Right. So, you know, what we have to do is continue to coach them, help them. We didn't today get much pass rush of any kind. I thought the kid got rid of the ball at times real quickly, or other times we didn't get it. We didn't get in there. You know, and we've got to continue to try to coach them to get back to do that. So every game you have to do that. You have to stop the run and play pass defense.
We've heard guys in recent weeks say things like after the Stanford game, like that it's a matter of will when you're talking about defense and making the tackle. Do you, based on a guy coming in making his first start, 5 touchdown passes, are you concerned at all? Do you see that, like, is there full effort there on the defensive side of the ball, in your opinion?
Oh yeah, I could not indict anybody from that point. You know, that's really hard to do. I just don't see that in our kids. You know, we might not be technically sound, or we might have missed the boat in some area, but that would be, I don't see that from any of our guys.
You keep saying that in order to finish, this team needs to be confident. What type of message or mentality do you give to these players besides, you know, trying to instill that confidence?
You know, I think, again, it goes back to, I think you can learn more about what you need to do by studying film. You know, we're gonna show the film, the opponent's film to the players, and then you practice. You know, and then you know you build up confidence through showing what you've done and what you have to do in the next game, and practicing on the practice field, and you just keep building it. You know, if it's not enough, then you try to get it going a little bit more for the next game. There's no real magic formula to it. You know, you're losing close games. You've got to make a few more plays to get yourself a chance to win the game, and that's, you know, we make one turnover on defense today in some fashion, in some way, then we get the ball in better field position. We score to win the game, but we didn't, and they made those plays. So, like I said, there's no real magic to it except just trying to get better, and we've got to coach and build more and more confidence. And you know, you can keep asking about that, but I think that we have good teachers here. We're going to spend time with the players. We're going to keep going with them, and things are going to be all right, because that's the way we always do it, and nobody's going to lose their mind through this thing. I know that people are frustrated with it because everybody wants to win all the games as we do, and nobody's more frustrated than we are, but our focus has to go back to the players and help them make those plays. Like I said, I've got a lot of seniors on defense that probably are shell-shocked a little bit because of what's happened. They've made a lot of good plays for our teams through the years, so nobody's going to doubt how much they have invested in this thing. We just got to help the rest of the group grow.
After that last touchdown, did you consider going for the onside kick?
Oh yeah, you know, that's probably should have with only one timeout, but also I thought we didn't really want to kick the ball in the end zone, right? We wanted to put it into a place where we could maybe go get it or really pin them deep. And then after that, you've got to be perfect. You got to go 3 downs and out. You might get the ball back with maybe a minute to go.
What made you decide not to do it?
Well, I just obviously thought this was a better idea. and it didn't work out, so.
With Washington State, you know they're gonna put up points and trading touchdowns for field goals. I know is not what you wanna do. Just some of those drives that you weren't able to punch it in, what do you point to as the biggest issue?
Gina, I'd probably have to look at each play that ended on the end of third down to know what the issue was. You know, it's always about some form of execution that, you know, we didn't make a play. One of those field goals I know was at the end of the half, so it wasn't really anything to do with that. The other ones, I'd have to look. I'll look back at I'll watch the film, look back at the plays, and say, hey, we didn't. You know, I don't know if it was a hurry or a drop or, you know, we just didn't make a play.
That one at the end of the half, did you consider calling timeout to maybe give you guys one more play, or what happened there towards the end?
Yeah, you know, it was, you know, we didn't have 3 timeouts. We actually only had 2. So we exhausted the timeouts by the end. And maybe at 31 seconds I could have. But, I could have used one earlier. But as it turned out, we needed it for the last one for the field goal, I believe.
What's the status of Storm and Romaine?
Storm was hurt. We didn't say anything because we thought eventually he was going to come around during the week and be able to play, but then very limited in practice, as you guys know, that come around during the week. So we decided to keep him out. And then Trevor Romaine was suspended for 1 game for violating athletic department policy.
How about the injury on Roman Sapolu?
Roman Sapolu was advised by doctors not to play anymore. So he has played his last football for us. He's going to be helping Cav.
Anything else?
What Garrett Owens was able to do today and makes all his field goals. I know you say Romaine's suspension is only for 1 game. Is he automatically going to come back and be the starter? Is there going to be competition?
I don't know. That has created an issue for sure. I mean, because Garrett, they were very competitive early on. We all know that, and we've maintained all along that he's good talent. So I don't know what I'm going to do right now, but it's nice to see him kick like that.
Bob comes up to you after the game, right after you shake hands, and you guys walk off the field together. Can you give us an idea what that conversation's like?
It's usually something about the game, nothing too dramatic. Don't even know if I can remember what it was. Usually something